And he's still alive or not.
Did you ever take Mom Beth out there coyote hunting?
I don't think she ever went. She went with me a few times when I went out here riding around in the afternoon. Used to get out in the afternoon and ride around it or through the middle of this CRP grass. And them coyotes would be hid in it, and you'd come along and you'd see him stick his head up and he'd pull his head back down. So you'd get ready and you'd get out there about where you saw him and then he'd stick his head up and you had to be on the ball. No, she never would go, Martin. She's laying in bed asleep. I'd get up and go in there and eat breakfast. I could leave my bedroom and go all the way to the kitchen without turning the light on. And go in there and cook and eat breakfast. And then be gone in the dark. Get off down yonder 5 or 6 miles, and when you got light enough to see, well, you had to hunt back this way with the sun to your back, because if you tried to shoot into the sun, you couldn't see through your scope. So you had to hunt with the sun to your back. And I had them old big binoculars, and I knew the spots I could get and stop and look way across over a mile and a half, 2 miles over yonder, looking to see one of them moving. And figure out about where he was at and which direction he was going, and go to him. I shot one down here one time. There was thousands of them sandhill cranes out there. And I'd gone up and I'd turn around and come back down the county road, looked out there, and there this coyote was trotting along, looking up. All them old birds is just screaming and hollering up above him, he'd staring up. And I got right up beside him, about here at that building out yonder, I guess, or maybe it was closer than that. I had my gun out the window, and I got stopped and was getting on him, you see. And he saw me, and he stopped and looked at me, and he looked too long. Sandhill cranes got me a coyote. What I used to love to do is go down on the ranches and call them. And one time I had something over 200 sections I could go on. And go off down there and get down there in the dark. Stay all day and leave in the dark. Come home. And you can call up fox and bobcats. And summertime you had to watch for them rattlesnakes and all that stuff. All the places where the bluffs were at, where the trees was at, you could get up in and all that stuff. Come along the river, because there's a shelf along the river in places, kind of like the Cap Rock. It's not near that high, but it gets you up, 50 feet or something up high where you can look down in there. And way back down in yonder somewhere, I know I couldn't find it. Of course, you can't get on the place anyway. Big bunch of big old sandstones, as big as this building, along the edge of the river. And you get off the edge and walk back in there, and the Indians had made drawings on them stones. Scraped them out in them sandstones. I guess it's the Indians that done it. And I don't even remember what the images were, but there was, 10 or 12 or something, I don't know. And it might have just been some old cowboy did that, I don't know, but this fellow that I used to hunt with had been in there one time and went in there and happened to see that, and so he knew where it was at. I don't know whether anybody else ever knew where it was at or not. That land changed hands many, many years ago. And that lady, Gary Cash, joined her out there, farmed out there. And she sent word to him, "What seems if you set foot over the fence, I'll file charges on you." So anyway, and I used to go down there through Gary Cash. He was farming his T.W. Stockton land, and get over the fence and get over in, and there was some draws and called coyotes and bobcats and stuff. One of the biggest bobcats ever killed came out of that one of them draws. And she came in here one time. Because I always ask people, where do you live? What do you do? You know, just. And she's when they bought that ranch, Stanton Brunson's back then. You know, I looked at that ranch. I told you, I used to hunt all over that place. I said, did they ever come back and open up that old well down there? They drilled a well down there one time, and after they moved off from it, the pit, and they built them big old pits, had old black junk all over the top, all over it. You know, them pits was pretty good size. Anyway, I don't remember what she told me. Years ago, them seismographing crews came and cut roads east and west, from Cap Rock to Cap Rock, and when they come to creeks and stuff like that, trees and stuff in the way, they just had bulldozer and just fix it where they could drive them trucks to seismograph it. That's back when they strung out wire and drilled a hole in the ground and put a explosive charge in it. It was probably 300 feet or something down there. Then they detonated that, and they had all of these monitor things on these wires stuck, these monitors stuck in the ground. You know, they might have 300 or 400 yards out each way from the hole. And they detonate that, and from the sound waves, they're supposed to be able to tell if it's old wire. Anyway, and that was a boom back then, because we could just go places we'd never been. Had an old Jeep, and it'd go just about anywhere. Sure go wherever they went. But they drilled that hole down there. That friend and I used to stop down there and go in there in the morning and talk to them in the doghouse or whatever they call that thing, and drink coffee, a little coffee with them.
You drink coffee?
Back then I drank a little coffee.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. I used to carry it in a thermos bottle with me. Now when I'd go out with these lake bottles, and I'd wade out, and then I had them rubber boots that were just so high, and I had high waders too. But anyway, wade out there and set my decoys out, go back and lay on the ground out there, and the old tarps are still around here somewhere, I think. Fold that tarp over me and lay out there, and you'd hear the ducks begin to flying in the wind and talking to each other. Well, call them in, and they'd come in this light right in there amongst them decoys, and then just raise up high enough you didn't shoot your toes off and shoot them ducks. And I had some of these decoys, in wooden decoys like that, and sitting in yonder, had BBs in them, had holes in them where they'd lit right in amongst them. I just blasted it. It would be cold.